Yeah. Did we even think of an actual how to? Hi, welcome to episode 2 of ICUP.
Welcome back.
Well, we can't welcome back someone to an episode that just started.
Welcome back.
Well, you can't welcome back someone to
Goodbye
an episode.
to the Comparison Original Podcast Act 2.
We haven't left yet.
Well, it's part 2.
Well, we had. It's not part 2. It's a separate entity. It's episode 2, right?
No, it's part 2. Just because it's a separate entity doesn't mean that it can't be a second part.
Okay.
Like Jaws 2 is a separate entity from Jaws.
Mm-hmm.
It's part 2.
But that's a movie.
Yeah.
If we're going off of episodes.
Yeah.
It's episodic.
See, your argument attempts to distinguish between episode and movie.
Yeah.
And I just don't feel that distinction is quite necessary.
I just don't feel like that distinction is necessary. Bro, shut the fuck up. Go back to lawyer class. Fucking dumbass. Logical fallacy.
Your argument falls apart because it requires the assumption.
The assumption? Okay, no, fine. You're right.
It really teaches you. Law school, studying with the LSAT really teaches you how to be an asshole, though.
I guess it kind of does, because when people argue, they naturally go back and forth. Having someone to sit down and be like, well, actually, you're not playing by the rules. Bro, I was like, bro, shut the fuck up. You're not playing by the rules, pal.
If you do that in real life, you're just extreme. People will just find you extremely irritating. No one will want to talk to you. No one. You can't have a conversation with the guy. He keeps interrupting you.
I did that to my mom.
Really?
She was having, it's not a full-on argument, but she was having a spit with my sister, and they went back and forth about something. And I was like, Mother, you moved the goalpost back. Oh, that's not what she said.
What kind of look did your mom give you?
Both because they were they were having actual, there was a little back and forth, and they looked at me they went from angry to confused. They were like, what? I was like, she didn't argue that, Mom.
They probably looked at you. It's kind of weird because you took your sister's side, but your support wasn't welcome.
It wasn't because my sister kind of was like, what? What are you saying? Okay, it did end the spit.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, I think you gotta be a little bit of a clown. I said it just like how you would say it, so I cleared my throat and I went, logical fallacy.
But it's normally more of an actually. That's based on false premises.
But you sound less like a nerd there and more like a Redditor.
Yeah, that's true.
I feel like Redditors would use logical fallacies, but incorrectly. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Bacon, eggs, and cheese fallacy. Does it go on a sandwich?
Yeah, I feel like they try and appear logical, but they have no actual basis for what they're saying.
They understand the concept, but they don't actually understand how to execute it.
Yeah. They plus it makes them sound smart when they're able to do it, but they're not actually smart. So,
no, not at all.
Not at all. Yeah.
I mean, they're better than you though.
They're what?
They're better than you still though.
Are you Redditors are better than me?
I'm a little bit better.
Really? The guys who stay home are chronically online. This is starting to actually sound like me.
yeah. They're your kin.
Yeah. Oh, don't call them my kin.
They're your brothers.
No, I want to be their brothers.
I mean, not all parts of Reddit are shit. It's just the front page which is shit. Because the front page brings in everyone from Reddit, so it's a lot of. You'll see for example, I saw a little video of this maybe 4-year-old daughter walking up to her dad who was outside on the ground leaning against the wall on their porch, and he was doing work. He was just doing it from outside. He was calling someone, typing something. His daughter comes, "Are you okay? Are you okay, Dad?" And she comes over and she hugs him "Come on inside, Dad." It's really fucking cute. And then the first thing I see is he has gaslit porch light lamps. He's a part of the problem because he probably makes way more money than most of us do, so fuck him. Or some shit like that. It was akin to that. It was kind of class-based warfare. And there's a lot of shit in society, but it's literally a video of a daughter being little 4-year-old being "Come inside, Dad."
Well, I am a big fan of class-based warfare
I'm a big fan.
and eliminating the bourgeoisie.
I have no.
I have limits, you know. I guess if I were to see a video of a daughter and a father, I would hold off for a second.
It's very Redditor to be like,
Yeah.
oh, you make money. This guy has money, and the dude, like, he didn't look like he was fucking butt rich. Like,
No,
he probably
yeah.
had a good chunk of money, but like, it's not like he's a billionaire. It's not like
No,
fucking
yeah.
Jeff Bezos like walked on the screen and like grew his
Yeah.
lizard hair and his skin.
You know, it's like there's a certain level of like living off comfortably isn't necessarily based like you can get there through exploitation. Now, being a billionaire on the other hand, you probably a little bit a little bit of exploitation, human rights abuses,
I mean,
carried you there, but not a guy like that though.
Yeah, and I don't even have a problem with like millionaires because think about it like this. I think it's like a million seconds. Is 11 minutes, but a billion seconds. Or do the math because I'm forgetting, but it's something exaggerated. 11 billion seconds is like 31 years.
Yeah.
There's like a clear jump. Like if you're like famous, or like let's say you're really like you're high up there, you sold something that's really big, you could make a few million and probably not be a douchebag. But like you get to a point where it's like you have so much money, there's no way you got this completely legitimate.
Oh yeah. And you have so much money that you control, politicians, you control systems, and then you
influence the world.
You influence the world, and your desires probably don't necessarily align with the desires and the problems of the vast majority of people.
Yeah, and then on top of that, like, you tend to... And I'm sure there's someone with a lot of money out there. There's probably a lot of people with a lot of money out there that are really kind, but you can't be a good person to be a billionaire. I really don't think so, because you kind of have to, like... You have to see people as numbers at some point to get that high.
Yeah. You have to be incredibly ruthless, and then your only goal is greed and to make money, and when that's your only goal, that's when things like exploitation come into play. That's when violations come into play. Mm-hmm. You're gonna be a cutthroat, and you're going to cast people aside, and you're not gonna. I feel like a lot of times you lack empathy and stuff like that.
Oh no, totally. I think they did and like I said, grain of salt. I'm fucking stupid. I have baby brain. Mm-hmm. So
this is true.
Look this up. This is true. Fuck you. But it was like a large percentage of CEOs aren't emotionally intelligent.
Oh yeah?
Like they lack like, on average they lack like emotional intelligence compared to like other, like, like actual intelligence or this or that or business sense. Like most of them show like sociopathic tendencies.
Mm-hmm. I wouldn't be surprised at all.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's just like, I mean, I feel sort of, when I think about billionaires, I feel like, I guess almost like resentful in a way. Because, I look at the world around me and you can go outside and you can see just like poor air quality, pollution, climate change.
Or you go to New York City and you walk like 12 feet and there's like a homeless guy and like that dude. Mm-hmm. It's like, you have so much money.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I'm not saying like fucking... I guess it's just like you have so much money and there's so many problems and it would be so easy for you to like, and you would lose practically nothing because you're so rich. You can hire a group of people, give them literally 2% of what you make, which is still a lot, and send them out and be like, yo, help people in need. Let's throw some of this more money out. And it's not even just like a moral argument. It's just like, why wouldn't you at that point?
Yeah.
You have so much fuck you money. Why wouldn't you?
It shows how fucked up society's priorities are when people are concerned, when average people defend like are against billionaires being taxed more, while we have so many homeless people and so many destitute people in our society, and it shows that our priorities are all fucked up. That we want to take care of the rich guy,
Yeah. It is pretty fucked, and like, I think the worst part is that like I feel like people. I think they defend really, 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 really fucking rich people because they're like, if I was in that situation, I'd want to be, this way. And it's kind of like, but you're not. And the chances of you being there is minimal at best.
It's minimal. Even minimal is an understatement. It's an extreme understatement of your chances of being there. Yeah. And for some reason, people like to, like, I feel like this is a way it's almost like this idea that I can get there, I can be the billionaire, I can be the multimillionaire, is a way to ensure that people don't,
actually do anything to like
actually
change.
or enact policies that
that protect the average person.
Exactly.
Like I forget where it was, but like it was a few months back. Maybe it was last year. I have really bad perception with time, but I think it was like a rail yard or like miners, like coal miners or some shit. They were like talking about working conditions and yada yada yada, and they didn't like it, and something like their actual like company was trying to get a bill passed that would force them to. So like they did. The company was like, yo. Sign this agreement, we'll give you this, and this, but they were like, we don't want to do that because it's not good for us. Like, this is still not fixing every single one of our problems. The company then tried to get a bill passed that would, like, make them be forced to sign the agreement. It didn't come into fruition.
Yeah.
But it just kind of like the gall.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, how, like what the fuck, bro? And also, I'm not sure if you've seen them at your job. Probably, well, I'm not sure if you would or not. But I've been seeing photos online of, like, inside, like, and it's like, why pay for, what do you call that shit? Union fees. Union fees cost you generally, like, $300 a year. Why not buy a new game console?
Oh, fuck that.
That's so,
that is so
insulting.
Stupid.
That's so insulting.
Bro, it's like... Companies, they genuinely fear workers organizing, and they genuinely fear this stuff because they know that if workers organize, they'll be more likely to defend their rights, and they'll be more likely, they have more power to argue and to get better working conditions and better pay and better protections and stuff like that. Like this, companies fear unions. This is why Amazon. Is there like a thing where like Amazon workers, when they in their company chats, the word union
is like in their,
it's like red flag. I forget. It's like red flag they can't say or something like that.
Yeah, it just doesn't send it.
It doesn't send it?
Or something like that.
Yeah.
I mean, shit, I'm not surprised. They're literally the same company, which is like, you have to like pee in jugs. You know what I mean? Like, it's definitely not a good place to work.
No, yeah. We're seeing a lot of positives though. Like I don't know if you've been following this, but a lot of like Starbucks, especially, a lot of those stores are unionizing now.
Ooh, are they?
Yeah. And I feel like, in my own personal experience, Brenner, I'm sure in your personal experience, I'm sure a lot of people's personal experience, we've all been at like the shitty end of the stick at our jobs. We felt like our bosses don't care about us, and you feel powerless and stuff like that.
Yeah.
In a lot of these areas, and I feel like unions kind of can maybe provide you some power, can provide the worker a voice.
Leverage.
Yeah, leverage.
Yeah. No, entirely. And I mean, shit, even at jobs, like, it depends on the union, too, and unions are important, but even, like, at jobs with, like, this is why you gotta be so adamant about this, because at my old job, I'm not gonna say where or what, even with the union, the store manager was just a weirdo. He would, like, move your hair out of the way to make sure, like, he'd physically touch you to make sure you weren't, like, having an earbud in. He would actively, like, knowing people noticed it, would be looking at the asses of those employees.
Oh my god.
And this is why you gotta be adamant about it and really like argue, because like, and that kind of taught me HR is not your friend. Human resources is there to protect the company. Yeah. That's why you have to go to HR and you have to be like serious. You have to let them know that you're not gonna, because HR at the end of the day is going to make excuses for the company itself. That's why you just gotta be adamant. You gotta demand the ability to have a union. You gotta be a part of that. It keeps you safe.
In a workplace, a lot of times, especially like, I mean, me and Brandon, we both worked minimum wage jobs, and when you're at those jobs, you're at like the bottom of the hierarchy.
Yeah.
And when some abuse is happening to you or something like that,
you can't really say anything.
Yeah, you can't really say anything because you are viewed as expendable, and you are at the low end of the stick there.
Bro, the amount of times I've cleaned actual human shit. I mean, I'm not gonna complain.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie. Like,
yeah.
It is what it is, but man, at least fucking treat a homie with respect.
Yeah, human beings deserve respect. I feel like we can all establish that. And I feel like a lot of times when I've been on retail jobs, I've noticed the thing about it is that the managers get like an ego trip. A lot of managers get like an ego trip about bossing people around in there, and about telling people what to do, stuff like that. And then that's why, like, I feel like a lot of times retail managers, they might not be at the point where they want to be in their lives,
so they kind of take it out.
Yeah, exactly, and it makes them feel like good, bossing these 18-year-olds around.
Did I ever tell you the story
of
my old store's manager? He had this. There's this lady who did all the pay and all that, and like the time and all this. I'm forgetting. She's kind of like his right-hand man. She once whispered to a friend of mine, "I like walking past the cashiers because it makes them squirm." Like, and we're talking about people, like cashiers who are like anywhere from like 16 to like 20, 22, like either like teenagers or young adults. And this is like a middle-aged woman.
Yeah.
She's like in her 50s.
Yeah. And that particularly annoys me because I've been a cashier.
Yeah, you've been.
And your first day at the cash register, that is not a fun day.
It's scary.
That is actually a stressful day.
Yeah.
Like I was like nervous to be behind that register because it's like there's something about it that's so intimidating about handling people's money. People, you don't fuck with someone's money.
Yeah, being aggressive.
Yeah.
Why the fuck? I'm missing a penny.
Yeah. And the thing about it, people always complain, like retail workers, they complain about, like Karens and stuff like that and like awful customers. Like, when you're working on the floor, like every once in a while you'll see an asshole customer, you have an interaction like that. The problem with the cashier is that every single one of those customers, they have to pay for their item. So you end up encountering as a cashier every single asshole customer next door.
Yeah.
When you really think,
Yeah, you have to interact with absolutely everyone. And then, while I've never worked cashier, I work front end, so I'm with the cashiers and all that, I'm cleaning them. I feel so bad when it's like, oh yeah, 2 or 3 people can't come in or someone went home early, and now there's one cashier for like 2 to 3 hours. Mm-hmm. And you're just seeing, because like you said, now it's not even like they have to deal with a percentage of the store. This person has to deal with 100% of the customers who come in.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's fucking evil.
And then people start getting impatient when they're online. They start throwing their arms like oh, serve me,
As if this minimum wage employee who's most likely, young adult or teenager, not even like a grown man, you're yelling at them.
Yeah.
Okay, we had a dude, probably, he was like 6'5", probably like 300 pounds, yelling at I think like a 17-year-old like a few months ago. Ooh. Just like in her face screaming. Because she was like, you didn't fucking, why did the sale not go through? Why did the sale? And she's trying to explain, hey, yeah, you don't have the app. Buddy. Yeah, no, honestly, cashiers get the brunt out of it. That's why I don't mind my position, because I have to clean up shit, but you guys have to deal with shit. Like, I have to clean shit, but you deal with shit.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, you know what? Cleaning shit doesn't sound that appealing, but when it comes to dealing with some of those people.
Oh my god. And grocery stores, like I work at a grocery store, and I guess any store that's not like, any place that's like affordable for everyone, like it's like Staples too. You worked at, was it Staples you worked at?
Yeah, I used to. Yeah, that's where I worked at.
That's like a place everyone goes because they need supplies, papers, pens, this and that. You meet the weirdest motherfuckers, and like they make it. Sometimes it's funny. Like the chick who didn't want to go to the bathroom at her job because she said it looked scary over there, so she shot on the floor. That was funny. that was funny. And sometimes it's kind of scary. Like the dude who very recently, when I was like leaving the store, he saw what I was buying and he's like, "What are you buying?" I was like, "Oh, just cake for my dad," because I was striking up small talk. Cake for my dad's birthday and some gum. And he was like, "Well, I'll buy it for you." I was like, "What?" And he was like, No, I'll buy it. I was like, "No, you don't have to." And he looked at the cashier like, "Put it through." She's like, okay. So, and that sounds sweet at first until it's like, he's like, "All right, I want you to take this sheet and read. How much did you spend?" I was like, $8, $9. And he's like, no, calculate both of it. How much did you spend in total? I was like, yeah, $9. And he was like, and he puts an arm over my shoulder and he's like, "Listen, you could have went to any other store and got that for much cheaper. I want you to go back to the aisle." And I think he was trying to do something nice. I don't think he was trying to do something bad. But he had an attitude. He was like, I think he was trying to teach me the value of money, but he had an attitude. He was getting in my face. I was clearly like trying to get out of there. I was just on my thing. And he put a hand on my shoulder and he's like, "I'll buy you whatever you want." I'm like, "Bro, please. It's fine." Like, he looked like someone who, not dangerous, but he was creepy. And it was sweet of him. He bought me some stuff. Like, that was sweet. Like, there's no chance in the world that you see this, but if you do, thank you for the cake and gum. That was really kind of you. but man, I have social anxiety, and you like started touching me. I'm not about that. Like, you put your hand on my shoulder, brother, and got really close, and you're like, I appreciate it, but no.
In that moment, he thought he was like his son.
Yeah. In that moment, in my head, I was like, because you see all this crazy shit on the news. Like, I was like, I don't want to disrespect this guy in any way. And then he just comes to my house with an axe. Like, I was terrified. I'm not gonna lie.
That is very odd.
Yeah, I was like on edge.
Like he comes up to you like this, a random stranger, and he's like, "I'm going to teach you the value of money."
The last thing he said to me when I was leaving is, he was like, "Remember, I think it's like every dollar makes 100 or some shit like that." And I was like, "Bro, like I appreciate it, but
you're not my economics teacher."
Very kind, sir, but a little socially lacking a little bit.
Maybe he just comes off very strong.
That's what I think it is. I don't think he was a bad person. But he scared the shit out of me. And, like, that's, like, on the lighter end of people who freak me out. Did I tell you about the dude in the car?
No.
I had some dude, like, stop, like, at my job, and he was like, "Hey, man." I was like, "What?" And he was like, "Come over here." So, you know, I'm putting cars. It's broad daylight, so I'm not, like, freaking out. I'm like, okay. So I walk up to the front, and he's like, and he has, like, a big bag of, like, McDonald's. Burp. And he's like, "Oh man, listen, I bought like 20 of these. I've only ate like 3. I can't finish the rest. Do you want to maybe take these inside and have some for yourself, give them to your coworkers?" And I'm like, "Oh no, I'm sorry, man. We can't really take." And he's like, "Come on, man. I know you're hungry. Like, I have like 20 of these." And he's like patting the thing. I'm not accepting food from a stranger.
Yeah, that's
especially because like the very fake story of, I bought 20 of them, and then you only intended to eat 3? like, you put something in there. I don't... That's not paranoia. That's weird. Because if he was like, "Hey, yo, I just bought like 20 burgers. We're handing food out. You know, you guys are doing a good job." Maybe I'd be like, "Oh, that's it." Not, "I've only eaten 3 of these 20 burgers. I totally intended to eat by myself. Do you want some?"
So he never even said, like, I bought 20 burgers for, like, a group of people and ended up showing up. Like, there was no...
No. It was literally him alone with a bag with, like, burgers left. I was like...
No, that's, like, sketchy.
That's kind of weird.
No, that is very odd.
That's kind of weird. And there was this dude who was trying to get me to go into his car because he couldn't tell me there's cats in there.
How old do you think you were?
Yeah, he was going up to other strangers too. He was like, "Hey, buddy, like, do you want to see some cats?" And if they said yes, they were like, "But there's but you have to go to my car in the back. There's cats." And I just remember standing there watching him because I'm like, "Hey, yo, I ain't about it."
I feel almost disrespected. Like, this is what you pull on a 5-year-old.
Yeah, like I am like 22, sir.
Bro, what would lure you into a stranger's car? What if they said something? What do you think would actually get you in there?
Unironically, if they opened the back of their van and there was like a bunch of retro consoles, like an NES, an N64, like fucking an old CRT television.
So it's the middle of the night at like a quarter, I don't know, it's like 9 o'clock, right?
Mm-hmm.
And some guy, you're almost off of work, it's like dead of night, it's completely blackout, and some guy comes up to you, he's like, hey, guess what? I got N64 in my car. You want to see? Come on over, get in the car.
Bro, I'm like not even putting on my shoes. I'm running out there with like slippers on. I'm fucking dive bombing into the back of that van.
Hey, I got a copy of Project Zomboid.
Oh shit, a physical copy?
A physical copy of Project Zomboid in the car. It's just for you. Get in the car. Get in the car. In the car now. And then as soon as you get in the car, he's gonna change his face and he'll be like, "I have no Zomboid." What do you mean?
What do you mean? This is fucking ruined.
So that's what would lure you into the car, and then we'll never see you again.
And then we'll never see me again.
Oh, I'm sorry.
If anybody wants to kidnap me, I don't know why you wouldn't. I'm really good looking. Bring the N64. Bring like 2 game pads. I want to play. I want to play with you. I want to play some Super Mario Smash Brothers for the N64. Super Mario. The fuck up.
What?
Just shut up, bro.
What?
Anyway, you're part of this game. Shut the fuck up.
What's happening?
Anyway, though, yeah, that's how you kidnap me.
Oh, okay. Oh, cool. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Or well, you can just go the hard way and just physically assault you, but you know.
I'm like a 200-pound, like 5'10" dude. I'm average. I'm not like big, but like I'm not small.
Yeah, it's not like you just grab you, you know.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I'd be able to do something.
Yeah, but I don't know. I feel like when it comes to like kidnapping someone, getting all like the candy or getting the cat and putting, like coming up with a story is kind of a lot of work.
Bro, I have so much paranoia. There's no way someone can kidnap me. There'll be like a little old lady, like a small babushka even, like walking past me, and I get the impulse, check your pocket. She might have taken something. like this little unsuspecting old woman. She did nothing. Like the gray poofy hair, and she's wearing like the pink dress going down. It has like the poofs here, and she has her cane, and she's like, "Hello, dearie." Like that's the person who I'm like, bro, stay the fuck away.
I would not even be mad if like a 9-year-old woman managed to pickpocket me.
Oh no, there's skill there.
Yeah, there's skill there, and like there'd be like a level of respect I have for them.
If she caught if I caught her in the middle of doing it, like I was like, wait a minute, you have my phone. I wouldn't like. That is like that sort of lifestyle is a lifestyle you die young in. So if she's like 93, decrepit, still doing it like she was fucking, I don't know, 25 years old, I'd be like, damn.
That's kind of scary, actually. Just like how good you have to be and how long you've been doing it for that age,
and like living.
The heist you must have pulled at some point.
I would genuinely be like, you can have my wallet, but please teach me. Like, there's a skill you have that's been like needed.
Show me your tricks.
Show me your magic.
This is like the start of a video game, honestly. It's kind of a movie, actually.
That's kind of. It's like oh fuck, I haven't seen it, but that kind of reminds me of a movie that we need to watch. It's made by the same dude who made like The World's End and like Shaun of the Dead.
Oh yeah,
it's called Baby Driver.
Oh, I've heard of that movie.
Baby Driver. I don't know much about it. I've stayed blind specifically because I know it's an Edgar Wright film.
Yeah.
And oh my god, I want to watch it.
The only thing about Baby Driver is that I remember there was this like 5-second clip I saw of the movie of Kevin Spacey. Kevin Spacey. Mm-hmm. The pedophile going.
He was in the movie.
Yeah, he's in the movie, and he goes something. And I was just blinded by the balls in that kid.
I didn't know Kevin Spacey was a pedophile.
You know that?
I didn't, bro. I don't keep up with pop culture.
Oh yeah, that's good. Yeah, don't. Yeah.
The only thing I know about pop culture is like Ezra Miller is a cultist.
Okay, cool. Aren't we all?
No, you're not. No, you don't want to be Ezra Miller. Do you know about Ezra Miller?
No, I don't.
Ezra Miller is this creature, this entity who is playing the Flash.
Ezra Miller's the creature.
He is the creature.
Okay.
Well, I guess they go by they. They are the creature.
They are the creature.
Either way, they play the Flash. They have, I think, in the desert or somewhere really far off, they have like a compound. Mm-hmm. They have like children there, like their parents, like. He convinced, I think, a mother to bring her kid with them over there, and this father, I don't know the full story, trying to get them back. He was getting chased by the cops. There's a photo of a baby with like bullets in their mouth. Ooh. Like real fucked up shit. Bro, it's really fucked. And like in the middle of all this shit was happening and escaping from the police, I don't know which company does like the Flash, but they were still having him come in for shoots. They were still like, so in the middle of knowing he's a wanted man, he would like come over there and like shoot him.
Bro, the amount of leeway you get as a celebrity just at the movie studio can recoup their investment.
Like they were literally like sheltering a fugitive.
Oh my god.
And I think the funniest part about it is like he's playing a superhero and he's terrible. But not only that, bro couldn't be caught for the longest time, and he's playing as the Flash.
Yeah, I was gonna say he's probably like he's the guy that the Flash is out to get.
Yeah. He's like the guy the Flash is trying to find.
That's like, but this is just kind of like the problem with a lot of with celebrities too. It's just like the amount of shit they can get away with. They get away with because and we're going back, I guess, to power again. Everything goes back to power. When you're a celebrity, you have a higher status. You have a lot of status. You have a lot of influence. You have a lot of power in society. That's why you get like Ezra Miller. That's how you get fucking Harvey Weinstein.
I will say though, with Ezra Miller, he did a lot of stupid shit, but I'm pretty sure he's I'm pretty sure he's on trial or something. Like they're actually putting him through the system.
Oh, good, yeah.
Like I'm pretty sure I have not kept up with it, but I think he's getting his comeuppance. But there's a lot of people with a lot of influence. They end up getting main character syndrome. They can do whatever they want because everyone knows them.
The Boys. The Boys. This is what The Boys is about.
Bro, I fucking love The Boys,
bro. Yeah, I know.
I fucking love The Boys.
I was thinking to myself, if I bring this up, he's gonna be so happy.
Yeah, I am so fucking happy. That I am so ready for season 4. My fucking god, brother.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I want to see like that. All right, I just want to see the main like group of the boys, like the homies with no superpowers,
Oh, yeah?
fucking fuck up a soup. I want to see them just with like grenade launchers, and fucking plow that guy in his little soupy whoopee.
With the temp V that causes cancer.
No, I don't want Tempe. No,
You want
Tempe's
Tempe?
cringe. I want to see them.
cringe.
Yeah, I don't want them to have superpowers.
Okay, but you want them to use their own abilities though, like
Yeah,
their
like-
God-given abilities.
I want them to use like having some, you know what, they don't have to kill like a main bad guy, but let me have like some fucker like a wannabe Hulk. And I'll give you an idea: a Hulk that runs off of insecurity rather than anger. A Hulk that's an incel. I want them to have to fight a Hulk that's an incel. Maybe one of them's like driving a car to distract it, the other one fucking rocket launcher, because they have like military funding.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That would be fucking sick.
Take out an incel Hulk. Wow.
I mean, it's the boys, so there has to be a
Yeah.
bastardization of every hero.
Yeah. Like, I mean, even like Homelander, when you watch his character, he's not. He has. I don't think he falls under incel category, but he definitely falls under insecure man. You know,
Yeah.
sort of category.
He's more like. He's less incel, and there is overlap here, but he's more like those dudes who like point the Patrick Bateman and say, "That's so me."
Literally does that in a scene.
Yeah.
He's watching Taxi Driver, and he looks at Travis Bickle and he says something like, "Now that's a real man."
That's
right
a
there."
real man. And then there's people who follow Homelander and love Homelander, and they don't realize like, my brother in Christ, he's a parody of you.
Bro, yeah.
He's a parody of you.
Like, they're actively mocking people who watch movies like Taxi Driver, where Travis Bickle is not the most mentally stable person in the world. Like, oh my god, that is so mean.
That is so mean.
Like, they idolize these fucked up characters.
Yeah.
And like, even like, I remember we were talking about this on our own. Even there are people that actually idolize Homelander, right?
Oh yeah, that's what we're saying. Yeah, there's people who idolize Homelander. They love Homelander. I read a comment where. So do you remember the scene where there's like the deaf dude who was blind spot, and he's doing all those like cool parkour, and he's throwing off to that. He'd be really.
Can we do like a spoiler alert real quick?
Oh,
for the boys, yeah. Spoiler alert.
Spoiler alert.
Yeah.
Shit happens.
Yeah.
They heard the words blind spot. He's literally there for 3 seconds. Go away.
Yeah, if you want to watch The Boys and you don't want anything ruined, I suggest doing this. Put your little headphones
for
on.
skip like 5 minutes because we're stupid, so we're probably talking about something different. By that
Yeah,
point.
we have very low attention span.
Yeah, very small ones. Anyway, 3. You have 3, 2, 1. Okay. Blind spot. You know, like Homelander deafens blind spot, and and now blind spot is deaf and blind. He literally got rid of the one thing that he was, he got rid of his, and someone in the comments of that video was like, I actually don't disagree with Homelander completely. I think that's completely fine because you don't want to show weakness on your hero team. And it's like, my brother in Christ, are you okay? What do you mean weakness? We're talking about a superhuman who can do parkour and fucking throw spears through fucking walls that are like 40 feet that way on target. Like, it's not like you're just an asshole. You're just ableist.
No, I understand why Homelander took out that guy's hearing. I mean, I can see his perspective here. Oh my god, like I'm just so surprised because you watch The Boys and Homelander is made to there is no like way you can interpret The Boys and see Homelander as being. You can't both sides this issue. You can't. There's no way to interpret this character as being redeemable.
No. Not fucking at all. Like, he's literally made to be like, to kind of show like the worst in people, I think.
Oh yeah.
Especially people in power. Like, he's literally made to be that like caricature, and the fact that you can look at this he is more spoiler warnings.
Yeah.
Fuck off. He's literally a rapist. He raped Butcher's wife.
Yeah, that's a big spoiler alert, by the way. That's a big spoiler.
That's why I said spoiler alert.
Yeah.
If you're still looking at this, look at me. You're still looking at this? That's your fault.
If you're annoyed that we just said that,
I said spoiler.
You have issues.
You have it.
You can't. You cannot take responsibility for any of your actions.
You're Homelander. No. But he's literally a rapist. Like, you can't defend this guy or his actions, and the people who do, like, it's kind of scary if you do that. It's kind of a little bit worrying.
It's kind of a bit like Homelander is what happens when people don't. When you're told you're special your whole life, you don't take responsibility, and you run on insecurity, deep down. So it's a criticism of these people.
Yeah. I wonder how they're gonna kill him.
Do you think Homelander's... What if Homelander survives the show? Like, Butch dies, Huey dies, the boys die,
that'd be
and
terrible.
Homelander is left to rule.
The only way I'd like that is
Yeah.
if he survived, but he had no more powers.
I'd be interested in that. I would be honestly interested in a show where Homelander survives without his powers. He has to just be a normal guy. He's got to be Clark Kent the rest of his life.
Yeah, I gotta like. Honestly, I'm not sure if they're gonna go about it like this, but I do think the last fight in the show were like, at a very big bottom low part of the show for like everyone was like fighting. Herogasm.
Herogasm.
Spoiler. Herogasm, the one where they're all fucking, right? Do you remember?
Oh.
Yeah. And it's like
yeah.
it's a real low point for Huey and Butcher because even though they're fighting Homelander, they're doing it with this racist terrorist who's killed multiple civilians by this point, whether on accident or not. He's clearly not sorry. Soldier Boy was not sorry. And they're doing it to fight this guy, but also they're doing it in a space with. And don't get me wrong, there's other suits around them who are pieces of shit. But like then there was also like sex workers who were like forced to be there and get hurt in the and they're doing this in an area where civilians are getting hurt.
Yeah.
Like it's not a good thing.
Yeah.
So I think that the last fight is gonna be Homelander and Butcher depowered.
Yeah.
Because that one was with power, and they really like to show like power corrupts.
Yeah.
I mean, when they're taking Temp V, it doesn't look like they're taking this wonder drug that made Captain America. It looks like they're taking heroin. It's uncomfortable. It feels so. I think when it's more chill and they both don't have powers, that's how it's going to end, and it's going to end much better.
Yeah.
I think the last fight's going to be with no powers. I think that's how it's going to be. To reflect that.
Yeah, and I think you actually touched on something there with Butcher and Huey working with Soldier Boy to take down Homelander, and kind of points out Butcher's endless quest for revenge.
Yeah.
A lot there's a lot of negativity to them. There's a lot of deep dark shit with Butcher, even though he's pursuing someone so evil as Homelander, who deserves to be taken down. His pursuit to take down Homelander,
he is a very bad person.
He's a very bad person himself, and he does a lot of things that aren't
good.
Yeah, that borderline just aren't redeemable. There's no excuse for it.
There's no excuse for it at all.
Yeah.
I think now. I don't completely hate Butcher's character, not because I'm like, oh my god, he's so cool, because that would be kind of like ignoring the point. It's more so Butcher is where Homelander is damaged because he had a traumatic childhood, but he's also just a piece of shit constantly. He gets in people's faces. Butcher, I feel like as a character, if nothing happened to his wife, would have lived a normal life. Yeah, he had difficulties, and he probably would have still been rough.
Well,
but I don't think he would have done anything he did. I'm not giving him an excuse, but I don't think his character is absolutely this is Satan. I think he's a bad person, real shithead. But he's not Homelander.
Well, I'm just trying to think what made Butcher into the person he is, and it's what happened to his wife first of all, and then his childhood with his abusive father. I'm just trying to think if nothing happened to his wife. There could still be some post-traumatic stress disorder from his childhood and what happened to his little brother.
Oh, totally.
Yeah, but he definitely would not have been on such a hellbent journey. But would he still been capable to live a normal life?
I think normal life 1-to-1 would have been hard for him.
Yeah.
But I think he would have been any survivor of that horrible trauma in childhood.
Because he was in the FBI, right?
He was in the
prior to his wife.
Prior to his wife, he was in the SAS, which I think is the British Secret Forces.
Okay, yeah.
He went there to get away from his abusive father.
Yeah. I'm just trying to think, because when I'm thinking Butcher's path in the SAS, maybe he would have been more protective of people and their victims and stuff like that because of what happened to his brother.
The thing is, I don't think Butcher would have ever went on this huge kill quest.
Oh no, it was. I just feel I was trying to think purely the effect if nothing happened to his wife, considering what happened to his childhood. If nothing happens to his wife, what's his career path looking like if he's in the SAS? I'm just trying. Maybe it would be almost because he regrets not being there for his brother and leaving his brother.
Yeah, he could have. Yeah, no. He could have had more because Butcher is not the Punisher. He is not. It's very hard to get him to, but he is capable of change.
Yeah.
Yeah, in a situation not as intense where he's not hunting down this dude who raped his wife, he probably would have slowly changed, and because even then he was still in a dark place, but he probably would have slowly became way more open to people and forgiving, and I think they were planning to have a kid. I could be wrong. I think they were going to have a kid if nothing went wrong. He probably would have just stayed with Becca and lived a relatively quiet life.
Yeah.
I mean, like, he was still loud. Like, he was never, like, I think Becky even says, like, even without all this, like, stuff would have still been intense here and there, but never to this point. I don't think he would have killed anybody after, like, being in the forces.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, Butcher he's complicated. I don't think he's a bad person. I don't think I think he's a bad person in the series. I think what he does is evil, but I don't think he's incapable. I think Homelander can't change. I think Butcher, if given the chance, has the ability to. I mean, even when they're like fighting Homelander that one other time, like even with like the whole like orgasm shit going on, at that point he was like, Huey, get out of here. Mm-hmm. He knew that would lessen his chances of beating Homelander, but he was able to realize, I need to protect this person.
Yeah,
can't have this again. He had change.
Yeah, and there's something particularly about Huey that he's very protective of.
Mm-hmm.
You know, doesn't he see Huey as like his little, like, the brother he abandoned, right?
Yeah.
Isn't that like alluded to in the show?
Yeah. He sees Huey as his little brother. Even when he's having that like mental breakdown, when he's like in his own head, his brother's like, you kill everyone you love, me, Becca, now Huey too.
Yeah. Like
and there's scenes where like he's looking at Huey, and like it cuts to an image of his brother's face and back to Huey.
Yeah, that can't get more obvious. The relationship between Huey and his brother.
Yeah, I really like it. And there's multiple times throughout the show that like Butcher needs someone to help him stop being such Butcher. Yeah,
which is Huey. He's able to bring him back to reality.
Yeah, pull him back.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I think it's kind of weird though, because when you watch The Boys, I feel like Huey at first comes across as like the least interesting of the characters, at least for me.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'm much more interested in, the fucked up mental state of Homelander.
Yeah.
And of the dark thirst for revenge for Billy Butcher.
Yeah.
So, but Huey plays such an important role in that show, and he's such an anchor.
He really is.
Yeah.
I mean, I forget which season it was. It was earlier on. They're going to not completely earlier on. It was mid something. They're going to kill. They're like, let's just go kill all of these heroes. So they're setting up weapons to go kill Homelander, to go kill and even Starlight's like, what are we gonna do? We just got to kill them. And Huey is like, no, there has to be a better way to go about this. Even if we do kill every single one of them, somehow, Vaught's just gonna make new ones.
Yeah,
like he's not perfect, but definitely during the at his core, I think I forget who said this. It was one of the actors. Butcher wants revenge. Huey wants justice.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. And I think his character's so cool because of that. I mean, he has his own slip up in season 3, but I also think season 3 was a moment of growing and insecurity for almost every character. That was the point.
Yeah, and Huey displays his own. Like you say, he displays his own insecurity of always having to be saved.
Yeah,
and like being weak compared to Starlight and compared to Billy Butcher,
and compared to everyone else who has to just like help him constantly.
And this is another example of power. Like Huey's character, when he takes a temporary V and he finally has the strength to save people, is not a positive thing at all portrayed in the show. And this is what you're saying about how the show shows like power corrupts.
Power corrupts, yeah, it does. And it really shows a divide there, because it's like Huey, I mean, like, Huey's character, even when he was, like, super... I mean, he was still a piece of shit, don't get me wrong, when But what I liked about his character is when he was on Compound V, he wasn't a complete, I'm a dude, bro, now, I can fuck anyone. He was not doing good things, but I like how they stayed true to his... Because he did want to save people.
Yeah.
He was just really fucking toxic about it. He was really fucking toxic about it. And I like that, because it's not like... They make him out to be like Peter Parker.
Yeah.
Kind of at the beginning.
Yeah.
Right? Like, kind of like young dude goes through trauma, has to figure out, But he's not Peter Parker, because this is real life. And in real life, someone with that emotional state, with all that fucked up shit going around, and then having superpowers, it's not like good always succeeds, and it's going to get to him. He's not going to be perfect.
Yeah.
And I like that. It makes him human.
Yeah. I find it interesting. What I like about Huey's superpower, though, when he's on Temp V, it's a very Huey drawback in that, like, he loses his clothes. He's completely naked after he uses it. Mm-hmm. And I think that's so, like, there's something so sort of like undignified about it that I think it's kind of very Huey almost.
Very Huey.
Yeah.
And I kind of feel like it's a part of like almost the point.
Yeah.
Right? Like I mean, even with Butcher, right? He gets the laser eyes, which is like Homelander, and that's seen as a negative thing. It's not like it's cool. Don't get me wrong; it's fucking cool to see him use the laser eyes, but it's like it's kind of showing where he's like, there's a connection there in a way you don't want there to be connection. But also Huey, it's funny for Huey when he gets like completely naked. But I also think
he's nice ass.
He's nice ass. I forgot the name of the actor, but you're not watching this. But if you are, bro, like,
Kate,
I love you. But Huey, him being naked, I like to think is kind of like the idea of like it's not just funny, it's also kind of like this is bad. Your ability is like doing this is bad, it's shameful. Like how you're going about this is not the right way, and it's almost like a physical interpretation of that.
Yeah. There's something wrong when you're fighting superheroes for your big cock just be flopping around everywhere. Do you think Huey has a real hog on him?
Oh yeah, totally.
Oh yeah.
I mean, 1,000,000%.
I don't know. Do you like?
Bro's 6'2".
All right, imagine Huey's naked, right? Imagine he's standing right there. He's in the audience.
Bro?
How's his dick looking to you? Like that? Oh my god, it's a monster.
Bro, I think the dude goes. I think like he walks and you hear.
Well, then you look at Starling, you look at Huey, and you think to yourself, why the fuck is she with him? And I think we know why she's with him.
That's so stupid. That's so fucking dumb. Oh yeah, and I really do like Huey and Starlight. Like shut the fuck up. Huey and Starlight relationship, because they go through a lot of turmoil and it's really rocky and this and that. But at the same time, they genuinely do love each other.
Yeah.
And they do have moments, but like just like a real couple, they're able to get through it.
Huey can be a real stunard sometimes.
Huey can be a real stunard sometimes.
Yeah.
Kind of don't blame him. I'd be kind of a student in that situation. I'm not gonna act like I'd be like an angel
of the first
like,
magnitude.
I kind of feel like if I was in a world with superheroes and my fucking now ex-girlfriend got fucking ran over. But wait, before we go ahead, Huey's power though I think is related to something. Mm-hmm. You know how he can instantly teleport?
Yeah.
And he wants to save people?
Yeah.
He doesn't want to be saved now. I think that power is, and I could be wrong, but I think it's because teleporting is the only thing faster than A-Train.
Yeah.
Oh
my so. Oh, and A-Train's the one who killed.
Yeah, ran through. Like the only thing that would have been able to stop her would be to teleport.
Oh my god,
that's
you're a genius.
I kind of think that's why
you're
that's
a
there.
Genius. He got the better in the end. He got the better of him.
Holy shit!
Holy shit, bro!
Oh my god!
And like Butcher and Homelander, the lasers, Huey, it's all coming together.
It's all coming together. That's so cool.
Oh my god. Wait, that's actually...
There is something...
It's good writing text.
It is.
Yeah.
There was something that weirded me about Kimiko, though.
Yeah.
She had this whole thing where she didn't want to be a monster. She didn't want to be like a terrible human being.
Mm-hmm, fair.
And and then like... There's no qualms with her getting her like powers back. There's no like... There was like they... Not even just the fact that like... Why would you... Not even just the fact like... Oh, it'd be hard to get it. Just... This is not a good thing to have. I mean, I guess kind of like since she was like born with them, it's kind of like a part of her identity maybe, and like accepting herself. But at the same time, it's kind of like this is the reason why every single problem. Like, Compound V is why everything has gone wrong.
Yeah.
Right. So like a part of me like I get it, but another part of me is kind of like, And then at the end, she's like, she's a cool character. I like her character, but she goes around just casually, really happily killing Vought guards, who a lot of them are probably just like, I didn't realize the position I was in. I kind of went to Vought, found out they were doing really fucked up shit with babies, and now I kind of can't leave or I'll get killed. You know what I mean?
Like, so the Vought soldiers, they'd be the guys in the Nuremberg trials being like, I was just following orders.
I mean, fuck. The Vought soldiers, like, they're grunts, right?
Yeah.
So like I'm not sure yes, she was protecting what's his face at that time when you're trying to make this shit the put down soldier boy.
You can't humanize these people, Brandon. There's no nuance here.
There's no nuance here. But I mean, there's like her like being like I don't want to be a monster and then casually like because like I feel this is like I'm talking about something from real life, but like I feel like when you have more power over someone, the less you should use it. And I think her character there went from I don't wanting to be a monster to like ripping people's chest open and like casually
like the most monstrous way you could do it.
Yeah, like punching them so hard their head goes. I'm sitting here like I kind of feel like
Vough's evil, but damn, that's kind of monstrous.
It's kind of terrible. Like especially it's kind of bad.
Yeah, I mean. Damn, like I don't want to feel bad for the Vought soldiers. Like you can't, because it's nice to see like the bad guys be brought down and seeing that, but it's not like killing the individual soldiers. Really bringing brought down.
And also, you're not really fighting the soups that are like doing anything, like that are like the main problem.
Well,
you're fighting not to say that people aren't the main problem, but like you're fighting grunts. At the end of the day, they're grunts. They're
grunts.
It's
kind of weird, but like it's like they are the armed. They're the. But it's weird though, because when you think who's the reason Vought has powers? Is it the superheroes or is it the grunts? Is it the grunts who are the armed?
It's the public.
It's the public, yeah.
Not the superheroes. Well, the superheroes.
That's why the public opinion is so important to Vought. You know, it's a corporation.
It's a corporation. That's why they're at the top. But I mean, I don't know the internals of Vought, but I imagine they probably, because you remember Compound V was like secret at first, and in fact they were testing on children, no secret. It's like, wow, Vought, one of the biggest companies in the world. I would love to work there as security because, yada, yada, yada. And then you go there, and then you find this out, and I don't think you're really allowed to, like, leave at that point, right? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't know the intricacies of Vought. Like, if you know, but if you know about Compound V, something that was originally in the show supposed to be kept, like, it's secret, then you probably just can't resign. You probably just can't give 2 weeks notice.
Yeah. No, and I mean, we're at a point where people know about it now, but at the same time, it's like what happens to us, because Homelander just casually killed Vought soldiers at another point, too. He killed, like, 7 of them.
No, it's weird.
What?
I'm starting to realize, is Vought kind of like a weird parallel to PMC Wagner?
What's PMC Wagner?
They're the the mercenary army that just tried to overthrow the Russian government.
Oh yeah.
When you think about it, because Wagner is a private military company that got shipped off, that's fighting in Ukraine or was fighting in Africa, the Middle East, in support of Russia's interests, right, overseas. So it's kind of weird though, because Vought is a private, in a way they have their own private army, and the soups in a way are kind of like soldiers of that army, and the soups were trying to get into the military, fight America's enemies, stuff like that.
Vought is definitely militarized. I'm not sure if it's a complete reflect of that, but I think it's in the same vein.
It's in the same vein. Yeah, I'm not like obviously this isn't a purposeful parallel that was created by the writers of The Boys. It's just to me like that seems like kind of a funny parallel there between PMC Wagner and Vought. Yeah.
No, I mean Vaught's super interesting because just in general that show where it criticizes Vought for all this shit is hosted on Amazon. And I'm trying to think about that real quick, which is definitely not the best company.
Amazon is like right now they are the bad guy.
They are the bad guy. They are not.
If there's a company that's Vought, it's probably Amazon.
Yeah.
I love how do you realize that we said originally that we're just gonna be on The Boys for 5 minutes?
Oh fuck! I'm so sorry.
You bring up The Boys and
it just keeps going. But and just to drop off before we brain dead somewhere else. I don't hate Kimiko's character. I just kind of thought it was very interesting, and I guess maybe at the same time though she has a better reason for going instantly to killing them because she's not bulletproof. If I shoot her, she's gonna die for a few minutes, and if she dies for a few minutes, well, she's trying to protect her boyfriend from gun soldiers. So maybe. I get it, and I don't hate her character, and I understand that. So maybe I'm looking at it wrong, but at the same time, it's like, damn, bro, you could break their legs or something. You have superhuman. You can you don't have to fucking soda cap their head.
You just kind of give them a light punch that it might knock him over, grab his gun.
Yeah, I mean, fucking just give them a light punch for a soup, which would be now they're knocked out.
Yeah,
it's not gonna be hard to knock them out.
Yeah.
I mean, at the same time, though, those grunts were stupid and they were just, running into the room constantly. If I was them, right? Let's say I was, Vought grunt number, 386, right? And they were like, yeah, we have a fucking deranged soup in there and some dude I would fucking gas that room. I'd be like, all right, homies, we're not going out in the. Why are we shooting them with guns? We know what's gonna happen.
You can clearly tell this is not gonna work, and you know about soups.
And you're running in there. Like, I would be like, all right, homies, where's the bleach? Where's the ammonia? We're fucking them up.
Yeah, like you gotta get creative when you're killing soups.
You do, yeah. The boys' universe loves creativity.
And so it was always fun, seeing from the first episode stick a pipe bomb up
someone's ass.
What's his
Translucent.
face? Translucent, yeah.
Translucent doesn't even mean invisible; it means slightly transparent. I fucking love that. Or like seeing Billy Butcher literally fist fight Translucent.
Yeah.
God. And then because he couldn't see him, the way he literally spit his blood onto Translucent's fists.
Yeah.
And then onto his face.
And Butch beat the soup.
Yeah, he ended up,
making the ultimate badass. Someone without powers just through sheer will beat up someone with superpowers.
Yeah, I mean, even though he ended up on his ass at the end of it, like, fucking... The fact that some dude with superpowers wasn't able to just crunch Billy Butcher right away is kind of like... Either Billy Butcher's a god or you're a pussy. Like, either Billy Butcher is like a god amongst men or you're just bad.
Yeah.
Yeah. I really like The Boys.
I love The Boys.
I love it. I just love the underdog stories, and I would love to see more media like that. Just give me normal ass people fucking going up against gods, and I don't want none of that. He's normal, but then he was given a special ability, or he has the sword of Osgloth. No, give me fucking like James from accounting, right? Take James from accounting, and make him have to fight like Cthulhu. That's fucking cool.
Yeah, you despise stories where people just magically have powers, or like chosen ones.
Yeah,
you have like a specific a visceral hatred against shows and stories like that. I don't mind them so much.
Mm-hmm.
I think they can be cool.
I don't think
but there's something about those for you. Like they just set you off.
I think it's just the fact that I mean, it can be fun sometimes, right? Like, I don't mind it completely if it's not trying to be too serious with its themes in that way. But like, you look at like some shonen anime where it's like, I can be the best too, but there's always an exception. It's like you could be the strongest because you have like the 9 tails or whatever, and fucking you're special, Naruto. You could be the strongest because you're special. If it was like. Or like My Hero Academia, which admittedly does it better in a way. Like what's his face? The main character gets powers by himself in a way, because if it wasn't for him going out of his way, he wouldn't have been noticed, which he wouldn't have been handed powers on. So it's still cool, kind of, maybe a little bit, but at the same time, it's just, to me, it sends the message, you need to be someone before you can be someone. You can't just be a person existing in this world. You have to be special before you can be amazing. Yeah. And I don't like that. I hate it. Because then it's just kind of like, this character who I'm watching, it's not even about being relatable. It's just, this character who I'm watching isn't really, they don't deal with the struggles of the people in their world anymore. They are above that now. That's what really bothers me. Oh, alarm going off.
We should, do you want to just stop talking for a second and just cut this out later?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Beep. No, we've been going on for like an hour though.
I'm kind of loving this. We can wrap it up if you want though.
Let's talk about a little bit more, because we don't want it to be just a boys thing. Yeah, but then we can start wrapping up soon.
Mm-hmm.
You want to clap when
it's
done, so you know.
We don't want to clap. We did at the beginning.
Okay.
Don't worry. God,
how long have we been going for?
Want me to check?
Yeah.
Well, actually, right here. I don't know where it says right here. 1 hour.
Do you realize that, what's funny? When we started recording, I didn't realize we started recording. I thought we were just having a conversation. So for like 10 minutes, I was like, why is he talking? Why is he looking there?
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I kind of did that a little bit on purpose. I didn't mean to trick you. I didn't know that's what you thought.
Did you want to be natural?
I just kept on going with the conversation instead of stopping because I thought this is the best part. We can do it.
Oh, okay. All right.
Anyway, back to it. I just don't like the fact that, like, you kind of have to be special to get anywhere in any of these stories. Like, to me, it doesn't tell me a story of someone who wanted to become something and tried their hardest. It tells me a story of someone who was the exception to the rule.
Yeah.
And I don't like that. I mean, it doesn't mean all these are bad, but if your story is about becoming something, and then your main character is given something to become that's just an advantage that either no one else has or very few.
Yeah.
It ruins it.
It's weird for me because I sort of feel like we should be more naturally inclined to root for characters that are just like us you know, that aren't special and don't have abilities. But I don't know why, but for the most part, superhero stories and not just, but you know, a lot of like fantasy stories, stuff like that, are about the chosen ones, and that's like the predominant form of that media. So it's kind of weird that we would like stuff like that. We like, I don't know. Do you think something about a person we can look up to?
It could be maybe that. It could be like maybe nobody sees themselves as the background character. We all see ourselves as the main character. In something.
Yeah.
So we see these characters and like that would be me. Maybe not consciously.
Yeah, like you can actually like any main character in any TV show, you look at the world through their lens and through their eyes. So that makes sense. Yeah, like you look at the world through Superman's eyes, and you like, you know, like, and maybe just because they're above everyone, they're still relatable to you because you're looking at the world through their eyes.
Through their eyes, and you don't look at yourself as. 1 second. This thing, I heard a bubble noise. I just want to make sure it's still recording. Yeah, it is. You don't look at yourself the same way you look at strangers. To you, you are yourself always and forever. You are the most important thing in your own universe because if you're gone, you've stopped existing.
Yeah.
So like, not main character syndrome, but everyone has like, this is important. And of course, because this is important because this is me. You are you. You are important for yourself because, so when you look at the characters and like these things, maybe like subconscious, you're like, I'm the exception to the rule.
Yeah. No, that's an actual way we go about life.
I'm the that would be me in that scenario.
No, yeah, and like I notice that whenever I'm like walking around in public, I like look around at people like everyone else to me just blends in. Mm-hmm. I am the special one,
the main character.
Yeah, you know, it's like I realize the world doesn't revolve around me, but it's just like, so there's something about me specifically that sets everything that sets me apart from everything. Yeah. All these other people in here. You know, I don't know if I totally, like, people always say that, you know, everyone's special in their own way. Mm-hmm. And it's weird, though, because when I look at a crowd of people, I just see a mass, you know?
Yeah, and the thing is, too, is, like, we're all a part of that mass. You look at us, you're going to see a mass, too, because everyone to themselves is special. And that's natural. It doesn't mean you're egotistical. Yeah. You have this layer of, this is me, this is all I'll ever experience, being me. So that makes sense. And you can't remember every individual face. That's not, you know... They look to us, we're the mass. We look to them, they're the mass. Yeah. She looks to him, he's the mass.
And it's kind of weird for me to think that, like, probably like so many times in my life, a stranger has walked by me and just thought to themselves, that guy is just, you know, one of the masses. And next to me, I was like, and then when I think about someone thinking about that about me, I'm just kind of like, how could you possibly? But I'm me.
Come on, man. Hurt my feelings.
What do you mean?
We're like a world where there's no main character, all side characters. But I like that because if
Jeff Bezos is the main character.
No, fuck that guy. If you're not special, like if there is no special person, I think you can be what you want to be. Yeah. And that's what also annoys me about stories with like special heroes or some shit like that is the fact that like no matter what, like. Because just of how you were born or the abilities you were gifted by God, no matter how hard anyone works, they can't match you. And that bothers me. Because that's like, what the fuck do you mean?
Like, isn't like hard work is specifically what our society values?
Yeah, and these stories like completely cancel out hard work. Of course, you don't see it that way because we're seeing it from the main character, but literally everyone else has to also exist in that world. And now, I'm gonna be real. And this is just petty. I know this is wrong. Because if there was a real Superman and he wasn't like Homelander, he was actually like Clark Kent, right? That would be really cool. But a part of me would be like, look at this fucking jackass. Look at this asshole. That's not right. But a part of me is just like, damn, we're the background characters.
Yeah. I don't like being, even sometimes like, sometimes when I go see like live music or see someone perform, I'm like, I wish that was me.
I wish that was me, right?
Yeah. Damn, why can't everyone just look at me instead of that guy?
Okay, relax, Chris.
Oh, am I weird? Oh, I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. But yeah, no. I mean, I guess that's why people like those stories because they genuinely you look at yourself as the exception. Yeah. I don't like those stories a lot of the time. Doesn't mean I can't like them completely. Like home stuff, you guys can't see it. But there's a poster on the wall right there from a comic. I like. They're special. Mm-hmm. But I find them fun. Those stories can be good. I think it's just the ones that like really push hard work, but then it's like everything you've obtained hasn't been through hard work. You are literally special. You don't have to jump through the hoops that everyone else has to.
And I know it's weird. I feel like even shows like Dragon Ball Z, right? Mm-hmm. Like the show tries to like sort of, even though Goku's special, it tries to make it out that like he's a hard worker, you know, he trains and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
But there's something about it that like the way he trains almost cheapens
The
the
experience.
hard work. Yeah,
And I haven't watched the show. You watched it, right?
yeah. I've seen, it was a while back, but yeah, I've seen Dragon Ball Z.
It's literally like, I need to train. Goes into an anti-gravity or whatever chamber for like 3 months.
Yeah.
Comes like, I'm trained. It's not like he has to go out of his way to learn a new technique that maybe only one other person in the universe knows.
Yeah.
Or like maybe this specific enemy can't be physically damaged, so he has to learn an entirely new fighting style, which none of that.
Yeah.
It's just, I need to get Brawlic, so as an excuse to make it look like he trains, they put him in something, which over maybe, what is it, like how many episodes would he be in that thing?
Oh man, like 2 episodes, maybe something like that.
2 episodes, and then he'd fuck up the guy.
Yeah. There's nothing specific. They just say he trained. That's it. That's all. That's the explanation for how how he's able to beat that guy or get stronger.
Mm-hmm.
He just trained, you know.
He just trained.
Don't ask questions.
And like, there could be a thing where other people like it for a reason that I'm not getting.
Yeah.
Like maybe you like it not because of the combat, but because the characters are funny. Because I know Dragon Ball is pretty funny. I've seen the original Dragon Ball. I 17 episodes in. I should get back to that. Very funny. I like that show.
Yeah.
If that's what you're there for, then that makes sense. But actual like the shonen part of it, which makes it a shonen, the training and the getting stronger, just very cheap feeling personally.
And even the original Dragon Ball, I feel it was more grounded than Z.
Oh yeah.
Like, you know, you have Goku was competing with human characters, and you know.
There's something I wanted to say. So like, I need to know, the Saiyans were sent down to planets to take over planets, right? As children, right?
I think so.
I think that's what they were.
I don't remember too well.
I could be wrong, but if that's true, because I remember Goku was evil at first, but he hit his head. And he forgot who he was.
Oh,
his dad. Yeah, and he was adopted. That's what happened in Dragon Ball.
Oh yeah. Okay, yeah. That's adorable.
Yeah, but like we also see he gets shot with a standard handgun, something a police officer would use, 9mm. And he's like, ow, it feels like punches to him. If he tried to be evil, the fucking the American military. I'm gonna finish the statement. You guys can fucking deal with it for a second. The American military would fucking obliterate him with a fucking mortar round. You know what I mean? Yeah, the American military would obliterate him with a fucking mortar round. He'd be dead instantaneously.
Yeah.
Like I'm sorry, but like they never go over that, and it's like if a bullet from a handgun hurts him, what the fuck is a nuclear bomb gonna do to this small infant?
that reminds me of in The Boys when Starlight gets hit with the
fucking 50 cal rifle.
Yeah.
And she falls down, she can't breathe, and she gets back up and he shoots her in the stomach again, and she's like, ah!
It's funny to see like, you know, supernatural creatures like that.
Get like
I don't know if Starlight's a creature, but
supernatural entities.
And supernatural entities like Starlight and Goku feel at least some pain from human objects.
From straight up a gun. That's so funny. And also in The Boys, I mean, there's a lot of strong supes, but if like at the same time, I really do feel like a good chunk of them, like maybe 30-40% of them, the military could probably deal with.
Yeah.
Because like Starlight, like I mean, I love Starlight. This is not a hate Starlight thing. I think she's an awesome character. But like all you really need is like 5 dudes with those like anti-material rifle thingies that Butcher was holding, the 50 cal, just shooting her all over. If Butcher wanted to, he could have given her brain damage there. He didn't. He could have shot her in the head and given her brain damage.
You know what? Yeah, if doing that to her stomach throws her back like that, imagine what that fucking shit would do if it hit her head.
Yeah, she would have gotten up like, where am I? What is going on? No. And I don't mind characters being super strong. Like, I don't mind Goku having a leg up over people if he can still be damaged. But a lot of these stories where the main character is special, they become almost completely unbeatable. I feel like, and to each their own, but I feel like that's lame.
Yeah, that's a little lame.
That's very lame. That's very boring. Like, yeah, and then fucking anime fans are like, my character could beat up your character, so mine is better written. Like, that's how they act. Like, they're like, yeah, but Goku could beat up fucking, I don't know, Subaru from ReZero. It's like, Yeah, but at least that fucking character's good. That's well written.
You know, it's already stupid when people argue over like which celebrity is better, or they argue that now you have people arguing over fictional fucking creatures.
Yeah, I could, and that's even more just like stupid because I can just be like, all right, well, I just made my original character Schlormpo. He can kill you instantaneously forever. Now Schlormpo is better than Goku.
Oh, you can't do that. Stop it! That's a good point. I think you should just invade one of those forums and it's like, my character's Schlorpo.
Schlormpo and fuck all of you losers.
That's a good point, though. I think we covered good ground today, though.
Yeah, I think that was good.
Well, how we start off? I'd like to recap for everyone.
We talked about a dad with his daughter.
Oh yeah, and then we went on a little bit of a rant about labor and unions and stuff like that.
We talked about that one bald rich dude.
Oh yeah, Jeffrey. Yeah.
Jeffrey, is that his name?
Jeff Bezos.
Oh shit, I forgot his name. Okay.
And then we went on a massive boys rant that we said would only be 5 minutes, but was not 5 minutes.
It was quite probably half of the episode.
Yeah, and then we finished off with elephant rifle.
Elephant rifle. Yeah, let's go.
Yeah, let's go. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you all for watching. Stay frosty.